Girl, I'm hot. Girl, I'm irritated. That girl, I'm hot. Hotter than fish grease from a great value pan. Cause is you talking about? Why the is it always a man? Spiritual smooches, my name is Baby Bird, or Birdie if you have heard. A man's pastime is a woman's humiliation. You know, Cecilia Regina really said it best, that in 2026, there will be no more plausible deniability. It's out in the open now. You know, Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion's relationship was that one sliver of hope. I mean, it had to be the width of an eyelash. Really, collectively, it had to be. Because the way I was cheesing on my phone, me, single, alone, and I felt something. I was like, oh my gosh, well, he's something. But she's and you know what, maybe she just needs that, you know, like, I hope he treats her right. Newsflash, he didn't. He's a piece of shit scumbag. Girl, I'm so sorry, girl. You did not deserve that. Dead OBs, come here. The TikTok streets are saying that Megan Thee Stallion might just start her bisexual era, because after this, come on now, you gonna say you don't want a little bit of you gonna tell me if a beautifully handsome, smooth, soft, succulent, intellectually stimulated, tantrically masculine, erotically feminine human being wouldn't just captivate you in the time of need? Megan Thee Stallion really just needs somebody to really have it together, to really have her best interest, because these knickknacks got her fucked up. Before you say this, I am not for individuals who be like, oh, I'm bisexual. I realized that men really ain't fit for real, and I'm trying to get my play. I'm trying to take on that pussy pie, you know.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't play like that. That's wrong. No. And don't you think about it again. Because sexuality is not a choice. At the same time, women aren't your playthings. And I have never with my eyeballs seen that black women collectively are just like, hey babe.
Hey beautiful.
You got something to say?
Nah, my boss, we good. What's going on? You mad or something?
No, I'm not even mad.
Are you hungry so we can fix that little demeanor?
My demeanor?
Yeah. What's really going on?
I mean, if you must know, Klay Thompson cheated on Megan Thee Stallion.
Damn,
you getting any
crazy
ideas? I just hope you know. I'ma be clink clink. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
She too sweet for you. She too gentle. She too much like a flower. A flower in the hands of a gorilla is stupid. I would never give a gorilla a flower.
Well, wasn't that well said? Personally for me, Megan Thee Stallion is my favorite artist. Monalea was a close second, but girl, she keeps on talking about her man too much. Like, But anywho, Megan Thee Stallion is a shining, well-moisturized example of what it is to be a black woman in America. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Black women, as a collective, we can learn from this situation and not internalize it, because this has nothing to do with us, okay? People are projecting, honey. A word from the grapevine.
This for Klay Thompson, you a bitch. Fuck Klay Thompson, you ugly ass. Now we don't rock with the Mavs. Y'all fucking trash, except Kyrie Irving. That's my comrade. Acting fatherless as shit when you had a dad and a mom. She was white, yeah, that's why you look like that. Half-baked, undercooked, sugar cookie ass. Nerd face, here kitty, looky ass. Driving boats on the coast, better not crash. Nigga look like he should work at Best Buy selling TVs. Had $100 million cheating Meg, bitch, you greedy. You look like a Boots Flugly or extra on Tubi. Moral of the story, you a bootleg movie, bitch. We only watch for Megan anyways, so get your Tyler Perry actor ass out the way. Tried to act like a good guy, we seen this play. Never trust a light-skinned nigga with a fade. Bitch, you ain't smarter. The devil work hard, we work harder. And how you did her is how a man gon' do your daughter. I hate a light-skinned bitch, opposite of Dwayne Carter. That's Lil Wayne, he colorist anyways. You hella sadistic. I called her lady, she gon' take your voodoo doll and twist it. Your ACL gon' crumble in your hands like a thin mint. You gon' ask Santa for new Nudies every Christmas, bitches. Fuck your daddy too. Back to fish casserole, y'all go. Was eating good, now you gon' starve cause you a hoe. But we learned the game from Megan, we know how it go. So if a nigga ain't spinning, nigga hit the dough. It's hot girl summer, so we twerking on the floor. I'm finna buy some booty shows, acting like a hoe. It's hot girl summer, Klay Thompson, you a hoe. And Megan taught us the game, so we know how it go, bitch. Can't wait to see you fall, nigga. Can't wait. I can't wait. And fuck your daddy too, nigga. Y'all gonna have a hungry ass summer. It's gonna be summertime. You could have been having a cookout and shit. Y'all gonna be hungry as hell eating hamburger helper. Bastards. Megan popping out too. Just give her some time, bitch ass nigga. Period.
Ladies, this is a prime example as to why you need to do your research before you start dating. This man was plotting on her since beginning. I should have known as calm as he was, because he was not giving, oh, I'm proud to have Megan. He was giving like, yeah, And Tori, you down bad. I know you in jail, but come on now, you didn't have to do that, because at the end of the day, what men need to understand is when you come from a woman, when you come for a woman spiritually, you are in debt. So that's why you in jail, Tori. You think just because, even if you didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion, I don't care. I don't care. All that toxicity shit is catching up to you, nigga. And that's what men need to understand. You want to be toxic to women and think y'all about to live this motherfucking grass is green on the other side. No, bitch, you about to be living in hell, ho. You think you about to be gumming off my energy and about to flourish? No, bitch. Snatch my shit back. And that's why he's in jail. Now, Clay, you next.
One big reason I don't really care to be in a relationship, and I think that you shouldn't, going on to now making another series with why I think you should be single. This is episode number 2. I think that when you realize there's a high chance you are with some abusive man and you don't even know it. He could have assaulted some girl back then, you don't even know. He could have did some DV situation with a girl, you don't even know, and gotten away with it. Have you gotten away is different when he didn't, because I don't think he'd be around, and maybe you would know at some point if he did. And then the fear of if he could do someone else again, what makes you think you're any different? So it's just a ticking time bomb that just will explode at some point if you don't leave early enough, right? And that sits in the back of my head all the time. How many girls that flex and love their boyfriend, and the same breath some girls seeing their posts and it's like, this man ruined me, ruined my life, did the worst, traumatized me. I always think about that. And that shit really eats me alive inside, because I couldn't imagine you laying down the same bed that this man didn't get consent from. Ooh! I can't do it. I don't know how y'all could. But that's the thing, you wouldn't know. And there's the ones that don't know. I'm not talking about the girls that do. Honestly, I think they're even worse than the abusive man themselves. It's like you co-sign the behavior and said, all right, that's cool, as long as it don't affect me, though. Like, there's something more evil in that. But that's another discussion for another day, okay? I just think, no, you're better off single.
I'm gonna tell you the truth about NBA players or even people in the limelight, like movie stars or football players. A lot of these hoes is seasonal hoes. And I ain't saying that's Megan, but a lot of these chicks be seasonal. It be cats that be talking to chicks during the season. Then after the season, won't talk to them all summer. They go live where they live. And then when the season start back up, they back in rotation. It could have just been seasonal for her.
So they're buying houses together and introducing to families. I can do all that. I'm cracking. I can buy this house, sell it. I'm still living the dream. Like, he's still living the dream. Yeah, that's so hurtful.
No, but it's not me saying this. This is not me. I'm telling you.
Who else is saying it?
Like, I'm telling you the reality of it. This is not saying that I did it, but I know guys that's just like, damn, I talk to her during the season because I'm traveling. I'll ship her on the road. And then when the summer come, I'll see her when the season starts.
And this is not me saying you did it or coming at you. This is me saying that men have to stop inciting, making a woman fall in love with them and doing all the things with no real, like there's no real expectation to love that woman. That is the most hurtful thing you can do to somebody. Bob Marley said it. I can't remember his exact quote, but do not ignite a love in a woman when you have no real, you're not gonna cherish it. You're not gonna protect it. And men are doing this and they're playing house. And that's why you have to be careful with these men and not be playing house with these men, because this is exactly what a man will say. She was just some work. Oh, okay. We bought a house together. We're with each other all the time. I'm there for you through hard shit. I'm there for you. I'm holding you down. I'm giving you my body. I'm doing all of these things. And you're telling me you love me, and you're telling me this. You're telling me this.
See, it's hard to be in a relationship. It's hard for a celebrity woman or
I am so sick because this is a picture taken of Meg Thee Stallion and her brand new baby blue Bentley that she was gifted on her birthday in January. You know what also happened in January? A blind item came out January 16th to be exact, saying the NBA player is cheating on the 3 named singer-rapper every chance he gets.
We've read past blind items that he's allegedly been dealing with a former hookup that Megan knows nothing about. And now this blind item alleges that he's full-blown cheating.
She then went on a birthday trip with said cheater after that blind item came out. And I know he heard about this blind item because everybody hears about the blind items, and he's just buying her a Bentley, taking her on vacation. It's always the sweetest people. I met Meg years ago at a Knicks game, and now I've met her maybe a handful of times. She's always so sweet. She's always looking out for other people. And it's always the people that care about other people the most that get done dirty, bro. I hate that. I hate that. And she was really in her housewife, like, domesticated era, cooking for his entire family. And he gonna do that to her? I wanna fight.
First of all, you light-skinned, bald-head, squirrel-looking, pineapple-ass, biracial. I came to this game just to see Megan, and I ended up just seeing you. Only for you to come to this game and do nothing. Miss every shot you take, Mr. 2-point average this season. Fuck you, Klay Thompson. Fuck you!
When are people going to admit that they just don't care about black women? That you just don't see us as human the way you see other women as human? The idea that you could have so much context to how someone has been treated privately and publicly. I mean, we were just on here the other day seeing Sexy Red run her mouth about her. Literally not even 48 hours ago. The idea that you could have so much context about someone's maltreatment that is 1,000% undeserved still put us in a position to feel that again, to feel dehumanized, unworthy, is just like dangerous. And then to continue to gaslight us. Your options are either I'm doing this to you specifically because I know I can get away with it. I'm not like that. I would never do that to another person. Then why did you do it? That leads me to your other option. You're a predator. Us wanting to be considered in someone's decision making especially a decision that's going to leave us feeling left out, dehumanized, not worthy. The idea that we want to be considered and would hope that someone close to us would not make that decision, would not do that to us, is narcissistic or overly sensitive, is asking for too much. Like, no. There's just this complete incorrect notion that Black women are so strong and that we could just deal with it and it doesn't matter how you treat us because we're gonna grow from it because we're so resilient. No, that's not the truth. We just simply do not live in a world that allows us to not show up. We don't get a year of rest and relaxation after we get traumatized or even the space to talk about it. We are not allowed to not show up without a smile. We're not even allowed to not show up. So it's not that we can just take all this treatment. You have not given us any other choice. I guess it's unfortunate for some of you that it's 2026 now and we have figured out a way around you taking all of our options and choices away. That we have realized is that your relationships with us are not only unfulfilling, but they're completely not necessary. Because you don't add anything to our communities, you make them worse. You make us question ourselves. Too many people are deeply under the impression that you liking us, you enjoying us, is enough to look past that. That you genuinely think that we are that desperate. That's just not a relationship dynamic that any of us really feel the need to keep feeding into, especially with how much more about our history that we know in 2026. That's not even a relationship dynamic that anybody would want to feed into. Oh, you're so nice. You're so kind. I really like you. You're so funny. I enjoy hanging out with you. You always remember all these really important things about me that these people don't remember. But I'm going to put you on the chopping block because I was having cold feet. I was going through so much. Okay, well, thanks for telling me all that. Thanks for validating the good person that I know I am. But I'm going to be taking all of that with me on the way out. And I do hope that you learn to do that for yourself in the future because that's not mine or anyone else's job.
And what are you laughing at, Glorilla? Your man doesn't even like you. Little Miss Alabama Grammar had the audacity to laugh at Megan Thee Stallion while she's going through it. I hate to break it to her, but she's definitely next on the chopping block. Brandon Ingram stated in a press interview that he wants to go to sleep early because Little Miss Chris Brown's supporter gets on his nerves. He hates her presence. She does seem like one of those annoying girlfriends that always needs attention, which makes sense for a light bright that never benefited from pretty privilege until she bought a new face. Yeah, young thug was right. For someone to constantly be hollering FNF, she sure is a pick-me. Little Miss got it out the mud and left my family behind has been on thin ice with me ever since she posted that Tory Lanez song on an Instagram story. Way to be a D-rider. Some women can have money and fame and still be a bird. Don't worry, I'm adding her to the nest. Megan came into Glorilla's life, blessed her with a feature, took her on tour with her, all for Glow to throw it back in her face and reheat Megan's nachos? This all goes to show that a new nose, some new breasts, and a new man will not make you happy, especially when deep down you truly hate yourself. You're welcome, I love ya.
One thing I have learned now that I'm older is that it's not normal for a woman to see a man and view him as mysterious. Like when you see a woman crushing on a man and be like, he's so mysterious, I just want to know what's to him. It just seems like there's so much more to him. I promise you, that is a bad sign. That man is about to take you to the ringer. And the reason why a lot of women romanticize a man being mysterious is because they may be too naive to understand evil, or they may be too naive to understand that a man is empty, or that he doesn't have much to him. And emptiness is confusing. A lot of women don't understand a man that is empty because they are whole. So seeing something empty, it's like, why, I need to know what that is. I need to know why he's like that. I want to get to know him. Emptiness is not something that can be conceptualized when somebody is still whole and naive. And he has to disguise himself in a way where he could be around people and not set off any alarms, but you can still look at him and be like, I want to get to know him. I just feel like there's so much more because he's hiding who he actually is. If a man is a big old question mark, that's not good. If he seems mysterious, that's not good. Also, think about all those movies about mysterious men. When they turn out to be vampires, or they turn out to be evil, or they turn out to be abusive. He's mysterious because he's questionable, not mystical. It may seem like there's depth to him, but that's because he's a bottomless pit of despair. It's a never-ending tunnel of suffering for any woman who comes in contact with him. And even if he's not evil, okay, he may just be empty. There's nothing going on in there. You may look at him and think, oh, I want to know what he's thinking. I want to know what's going on in that head of his. Nothing. There's nothing going on in there. He's staring off into the distance and zoning out. He's autistic or has developmental delays. I just want him to share his thoughts with me. He has none. All that mysteriousness is either evil or some type of disability. You don't want to date somebody that's questionable. If you feel like there's more to that man, there probably is more to that man, but not in the way that you think. Think to yourself, oh, there might be more to him in a bad way. And that's not to provoke fear or invoke fear in people, but I see way too many women do this. This is why narcissistic people are able to draw people in, because people feel like there's more to them. Like, even though they're charismatic and they put on a good front, they love bomb you and you still feel like there's something deeper there. You just need to dig a little deeper. Yeah, because they got all those layers hiding that pit of despair. You need to hide who they really are. Because if they showed who they really were, you would not accept them. You would not engage. When you see somebody as mysterious, it just means that they're questionable. You don't want to be with somebody who's questionable. And when somebody is questionable and you find them attractive, it leans into curiosity. When you start getting curious, you start trying to investigate and find stuff and try stuff. And you know what? Curiosity killed the cat. And also, when somebody is questionable, it brings about confusion because you don't understand why you can't read them. You don't understand why you can't really see them, because they're empty, because they're evil. It's just that simple. Or they really have nothing going on in that brain of theirs. Yeah.
You're tired, but it's not just about you. It's about the people that you make smile and the people you make happy. So as long as you're taking care of yourself and also taking into consideration that people are coming to see you do your big one. Yeah. So you gotta do your big one all the time. So you cannot be shy, you gotta be disciplined. Okay? Focus.
Period.
Amen. Yeah, man.
Y'all thought a light skin with a white mama that cheated on every girlfriend he had was going to be different. Let's look at the dating history. Let's look at the receipts. Cheated on every girlfriend he had. And you thought it was going to be different. I hate to use Megan and Clay as this example, but y'all don't hear it or see it. A man will show you exactly who he is. He will have a history of this. And y'all think, oh no, this is fine. I'm different. I'm different. You are not different. He's not changing. He's already set in who he is. He's not changing. He's going to play in your face. Nothing makes you different. Y'all be getting with guys that got 2-3 baby mamas, and y'all think y'all not leaving without becoming baby mama number 4? Then you become his baby mama and you be like, yeah, I got him. You know, I'm different. And then he looks at you and says, I'm ready for baby mama number 5. Get away from me. Megan, the signs were there. The signs were there. I hate that this happened to you, but the signs were there. They've been there. You could have Googled it. I Googled it. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all just want to dance.
Hand me my hat, please. Because now I got a theory. Because what I can do is draw a conclusion. And I feel like you use my sis' good name to attract the birds so you can get a flock. You hear me?
And also, when he used a good name, the reason he didn't do it himself because he couldn't. He was
lame.
Scared. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to get one of the baddest bitches out there on the market. But we're going to go half on the house. All this girl says she's a very nice lady. I'm going to do all this, and then I'm going to cheat on her to make bitches feel despair. Like, oh, if Megan Thee Stallion can get cheated on, there's no hope for me.
I could be a sister wife. I could be a sister wife.
Exactly, which will attract more women to the polygamy.
He's starting a polygamy ring.
He don't want to be Steph Curry no more. He wants to be Neo.
He want to be Neo.
Red pill, blue pill.
If he wants to cheat, he'll cheat. If he wants to leave you, he'll leave you. If he wants to hurt you, he'll hurt you. There's no like tips, tricks. There's no archetype of a person that will prevent you from potentially being hurt by the person that you choose to date. If he, she, they wants to try to do the thing that will hurt you, they will do it. And it has nothing to do with you, and you don't need to personalize it. Okay? Because when people have nasty character, they do nasty things. When people have nasty character, they do nasty things, and it has nothing to do with you. Okay? So there doesn't need to be think pieces on, oh, Meg could have chose better. She should have known because of his history. She should have did this. Da, 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 da. When people have nasty character, they do nasty things. And a lot of people will mask their nasty character to get close to people that they want to harm. That's just the reality. That is, unfortunately, the double-edged sword that we are given when it comes to relationships and to love. Like, it's always going to be a risk. Point blank, period. You could be in the happiest, healthiest relationship you've ever thought you were in. But the reality is that you don't know that this person is capable of hurting you until you know. You don't know until you know. You won't know until you know. So I hope that everyone is inspired to stop making content about this is how you get a good man, this is how you get a da da da, this is how he'll never cheat on you. There is no 100% guaranteed way to prevent harm in relationships, period. Okay? And the sooner you realize that, the easier love will feel. And when I say easy, I don't mean easy as in like you'll never get hurt. I mean easy as in you'll just be able to detach easier and just move on when shit doesn't go the way that you need it to go or that you would like it to go. Because again, if they do nasty things, it means they have nasty character and it has nothing to do with you. Okay?
I believe Klay Thompson was attempting to humble Megan Thee Stallion for all the songs and all the interviews she made sounding like this.
Guys, they not used to women, thinking independently, and they not used to women being like, you know what, all this, I can leave. That's just the type of girl I am. That's the type of woman I am. I'm not finna get myself into nothing that I can't easily get up and walk away from. Like, when I came here, I was Megan Thee Stallion. When I leave here, I'm gonna be Megan Thee Stallion. I'm good either way it goes.
He saw exactly how deeply she was falling in love with him, and she was posting things like this.
I'm really finna cook for my man and his whole family. I hope they love this because I got to show them that I really love their son.
I believe he fell victim to a miscalculation. He thought he could take a strong, independent woman who was in love with him and turn her into the kind of woman who would stay with a known cheater. He wanted to take down a stallion and mount her head on the top of a fireplace mantle like a trophy. They love to get a woman who's known for her reputation of not putting up with any nonsense from men to get her to put up with their nonsense. They want to publicly show everybody that they're the exception to your rule, like when Cardi said this.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
And Offset couldn't wait to show us this.
You need to stop lying on your phone, man. She be lying. She clean. She got to clean.
If you are a strong, independent woman, you have a target on your back. They are coming after you to humble you and to make you change your mind about what you said you would and wouldn't do. They want the ego stroke of getting the strong, independent woman to not be strong and independent when it comes to them. They want to say, yeah, I know she was saying all that, but that's before she met me.
Jalele papaya, jalele papaya, jalele papaya, jalele papaya, jalele papaya, can't stop.
Wow, babe, it smells good in here. You making that 5-course meal for me?
Why would it be for you?
Oh, that's a lot of food, so I just...
No, it's for me. Matter of fact, there's Lunchables in the fridge if you want to have that.
Why are you standing on my car? I said I was getting groceries. Wait, we getting a dog?
Oh no, this your bag just in case.
Yes!
Get out.
What?
Get out.
I can't see.
Get out. Get out.
Why do you keep looking at me with disgust? I didn't even do anything yet. Have a good night.
You telling me what to do for what?
I was just saying have a good night.
Okay, but why are you telling me to have a good night?
What
What you trying to say? Goodbye to me?
Oh my. I'm sorry for coughing.
Who texted you?
Oh, it was just UPS saying my package gonna be delivered between 10:15 and 2:15 p.m.
That's a lie because your credit score start with a 1, so there's no way you could be ordering packages
It start
right
with
now.
2 now.
Who is that? No, so this is my problem with you.
Why can't I use the bathroom in private? Is it really that serious? Can I please use the bathroom in peace? And open them. Babe, I've been wanting to ask you something for a long time. You know I love you, right? And I just want to ask you if you are.
This is a cover-up. This is a cover-up. I knew this was a cover-up.
Now, if anybody thinks these two should not be married, please speak now or forever hold your peace.
Y'all heard the man speak up.
No, what?
Speak up.
Are you serious right now?
Okay, well, what if I don't want to say I do? Maybe I want to say I don't.
Period.
Marissa, you know this man?
Nope, no relation.
Grandma, you know this man?
Absolutely not.
You sure, Grandma?
Positive. I ain't never seen him at bingo before.
Okay, continue.
Clay is broke. Clay is a joke. Clay lost the game. Clay has no fame. Clay has no hoes. Clay has no goals. Clay has to cough. Can't find a hall. Clay wants to shoot. Can't find the ball. Megan is joyful. Megan is free. Megan is outside, twerking on one knee. Megan is happy. Megan is rich. Megan has met another man who's not a bitch. Megan, it's me, your spiritual advisor. If I get an even number, Clay's going bald tonight. Bald tonight. Bald tonight. Bald tonight. Bam! Megan, he's going bald. If I get an odd number, $100 million billion is gonna come to you tonight. I see good things in your future, Megan. I see good things in your future. A new, better man, woman, or person. Give me an even. Give me even. Megan, better things are coming soon. Better things are coming soon.
You know, I feel for Megan deeply, and I hope that she knows that none of this is her fault. I actually don't want to talk about her in this because I see so many people talking about her. I want to talk about how Klay Thompson just ruined his own brand by cheating on Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm so glad that she publicly said something because this is going to impact his pockets. You know, Klay Thompson has built his brand in the NBA as the, you know, the quiet guy who has his boat and loves his dog and he golfs. He doesn't have baby mama drama. He's not running through women. Yeah, all of that is gone. After this, you know, he might have thought, you know, there was some long-term kind of like endorsements based off of that brand. Broadly upsetting women like this is generally not a good idea in like the broad spectrum of marketing. You know, this is the kind of stuff that I think that men like don't think about when they're cheating, right? It's not, instead of like kind of thinking about your short-term gratification, it's like the short-term gratification versus the long-term consequences. Because I'm sure he hasn't thought about any of this at all. But I'm sure in 5-10 years he's gonna look back at this and be like, I really shouldn't have done that in the way that like she exposed me like this because I lost money. And it's what he deserves.
Ladies, some of the most raggedy men among us feel like they've gotten some kind of victory because of this whole Klay and Megan breakup, saying things like, Klay smart, bag Megan to get more hoes when you get tired of Meg, just cheat so she can break up with you. Very well played. They're well aware some of these women don't want them at all. They're just a fan of their girlfriend. This reminds me of when they asked Jermaine Dupri, why did he and Janet Jackson break up? And he said this.
Dating Janet attracts other women. Girls wanted to talk to me more because I was dating her.
Exactly, Jermaine. But one thing that often happens when a man is with a woman that some people deem to be out of his league is he starts thinking he can get more women that are out of his league. Klay Thompson is a multi-millionaire with a couple of championship rings, but what he didn't have prior to Megan was street cred. When did y'all ever see Klay looking like this prior to Megan? His money guaranteed that he would have access to women, but dating a woman like Meg means he has access to a different kind of woman. It expanded his dating pool. Because now women aren't saying, he's boring, he's square, he seems lame, he seems awkward. Now they're saying, if it was good enough for Megan, the good guy act was just an act and he got exposed. So despite him doing all of this...
I'm sorry I was late, babe. I thought I timed it well. Sorry, there's no excuse.
One slice of bread.
He wanted her to believe that he is some awkward, unassuming guy that wouldn't hurt her like all those other obvious players that she'd been with in the past, and that was his game. Sometimes it's the ones that come from good homes, who grew up in a two-parent household. Sometimes the ones that act like they don't have any game at all are the ones playing the most.
A light-skinned man can't do shit for me but bounce that ass. Me and a light-skinned man could never be nothing more than homegirls.
Meg got cheated on. I knew he was a real nigga. Like, damn, I'm so proud of him. Free Tory Lanez. Nah, Meg treated him good, was a facade, bro. Cooking for his family, doing all that shit. These bitches ain't shit, bro. When I was in 5th grade. Why would he ever take a hoe serious, bro? Come on, why would you do that? He took her to the house to meet the family because he was bored, bro. My mom got cheated on by my dad. These bitches think they're better than my mom? Oh, I'm so glad Clay gets to come back to the streets with me, yo. It's like we're together. Shit, don't say nothing. All I'm saying is, maybe Meg's the problem, bro. For real. Look what she did to Tory, yo. She made him shoot her. Look what that grown-ass man's in jail because of her, bro. All she has to do is be quiet. Fuck these bitches. I hate these fucking hoes, bro. It's them, not us. Shit, man, I'm so happy he cheated on that hoe.
Megan Thee Stallion is femme for femme. Amidst Megan's breakup, the studs are starting to shoot their shot, and I don't know why. Did you even see the music video, Lover Girl? She's obviously a femdom that's femme for femme. And I'm a natural sub, so we go perfect together. I would just make her laugh and laugh and laugh. Like, she would never be unhappy with me. I would sign whatever NDA she wanted me to sign. I would sign, it's fine. We could keep it, like, private. I would just be completely, like, whatever she needed me to be. I think if she really got to know me, like, we would really hit it off. I know you all probably think I'm delusional, but that's just not the case. You and I are just different. You think here, and I think, like, all the way. So don't be a hater, like, just be supportive. I definitely think she's femme for femme, though. When I had heard that she was eating someone's coochie in the back of her car while her driver was in there, all I could think was, I wish that was me. I wish it was me. The girl, not the driver. You know what? The driver too. Why not?
So Klay Thompson cheated on Megan.
Congratulations, Clay.
As he should. Because what man need to be faithful to a woman? Like, why would Megan think that Klay really wanted to be with her for real?
What man really want to be with a woman?
Okay then, bruh. He already got 4 rings. You thought you was going to be the 5th?
No way, Jose.
Like, these women gotta be realistic, bruh. You ain't the only one trying to be the only one.
Okay,
thought because she could cook, she could clean, he was gonna stay.
And I cook and clean for you.
Okay then, man. Y'all women got it messed up. Congratulations, Klay. I'm glad you did what you're supposed to do, bro. Don't let no woman dim your light for nothing.
Never.
And like these women, they be loud and obnoxious and think a man gonna stay there for what?
Man,
what you gonna do another big wheel?
I do it.
Okay,
I do it, Klay.
And I'm so happy it happened, bro. Because she's sitting up, my man. Ain't nothing.
He probably got tired of hearing
that. And these women want these high value men, and they high value getting cheated on.
You need to get a great value from Walmart.
Okay then, bro. And that's just what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You only gotta come back to us regular dudes, regular 9-to-5ers.
And we don't want them either.
You know? We don't want them either. Because that's what y'all want, that's what y'all gonna get. He did what he was supposed to do.
And he'll do it again.
You think Meg the last cheeks Klay gonna ever get?
Heck no. You see how good he looks?
This another stepping stone on the chopping block.
Another one.
Next.
The news just broke. Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are no longer together. He has cheating allegations against him. I guess Megan Thee Stallion put it on her social media that essentially it was hinting at the fact that, you know, he was making it seem like they were going to have a future. Meanwhile, he was cheating. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. I still cannot believe that people are so stupid that all it takes is for two people to be recorded smiling or have a picture taken of them smiling, kissing, having a good time, and then automatically you deem that as a good person. You deem that as an aspiring relationship. You deem that as, you see a woman that is so beautiful, and so therefore you pedestalize her to the point where, because you deem her to be so beautiful, you believe that a man is not going to be above his desires and not cheat on her. I get tired of talking about these celebrity couples all the time. The only reason why I talk about them is because you guys always ask for me to weigh in on it. But I get tired of fucking repeating myself. No man in the world, most men, 99.9% of men, they're never going to be above the desires that they have. I don't care. I don't care what he does for work. I don't care if he came from a single parent household, a 2-parent household. I don't care if he's a nerd. I don't care if he's a gamer. I don't care if he's short. I don't care if he's tall. I don't care if he's white, black, Hispanic. I don't care about any of these factors that don't mean anything, because none of these factors mean anything. Oh my God, I could tell he just seemed like such a good guy. Based off of what fucking criteria? Based off of what fucking criteria, aside from videos and pictures, do you come off judging and projecting onto someone that they're going to be a good guy? How do you come off seeing how beautiful a woman is, and based off of her beauty, that is going to be enough judgment that you can place into another person's behavior when they can use their free will to decide that they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do? I get tired of talking about this shit. I get tired of looking at people being so just upset over the fact that men are out here doing what they've always done. No man is going to be above his desires. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. Y'all are annoying. And y'all are programmed. Like, y'all are so programmed and so brainwashed to believe that there is like this fucking formula that you have to crack this code to something to make a man not cheat on you. It has nothing to do with you. It's a man's desire. You're never going to be pretty enough to always want to fulfill a man's desire. You're never going to be new enough to always fulfill a man's desire. You're never going to be exciting enough to fulfill a man's desire. Men fulfill their desire through novelty. Why do you think we have consumerism? Consumerism is created through the lens of a man of novelty. I must get the new thing. I must upgrade. I must constantly be improving something externally. I just don't understand why this is such a shock to y'all. In my brain, they've been broken up. And then not to mention, y'all be having proof of the type of men that they're gonna have even a higher propensity of them doing this. You really thought that Meg Thee Stallion was gonna be so fucking beautiful and so gorgeous that it was gonna get a basketball player, a fucking professional athlete, to keep his dick in his pants? You really thought that? If you're a woman and you thought that, you're no better than the man that comes into the strip club and actually pays money to a stripper thinking that the stripper likes him. You're no better than the person that is constantly touting about what the president is going to do and like what the government is going to do with the hope that they're actually going to do it. Knowing that is just words, knowing that is just broken promises to get you to vote for them. That way they could do whatever the fuck it is that they want to do. All these celebrity couples having the same repetitive thing over and over and over and over and over, and then y'all still being shocked. It says a lot more about you than it does them. It really does show that y'all are programmed and y'all are brainwashed and y'all rely on celebrities so goddamn hard to have the fantasy fulfilled, because that's what you want to hold on to. You want to see this fantasy that you have in your brain panned out so much. I don't even be going over the moon over Sierra and Russell. I don't even have them as goals, because at the end of the day, people that want you to know things are going to make sure that they want you to know them. People that don't want you to know things are going to make sure that you don't fucking know them. So you're never going to be able to prove one way or the other. We don't know these people. We really don't know these people. And at the end of the day, it's just like, I just can't believe people are shocked.
I'm just going to say it because everybody's in a fake uproar. Klay Thompson, he's going to pull a Travis Kelce. Yeah, he's gonna date all these black women and then marry his mom. When I say his mom, a woman who looks like his mom. So I don't know what it is. It needs to be a study behind it. It's like this is their I'm gonna date all the beautiful black women because they always get the most beautiful, like Megan Thee Stallion, Coco Jones, like what was her name? Kayla Nicole. She was beautiful. He's going to pull a Travis Kelce. I give it a few years. He gonna pop out. It's not gonna take him long with the woman, cause he gonna marry her in what? He gonna marry her quick. He gonna, like how he moved in quick with Megan Thee Stallion. It's gonna be the other way. He gonna marry her quick. Then like a few years later, they gonna start popping out babies. She gonna be there every game. He's gonna marry his mom. He's gonna marry his mom. When it happens, please tell me. Come back to my video and be like, oh, you said it.
Klay Thompson is a funny looking weirdo, and we only let it slide because at least we thought at least he's a funny looking weirdo that's treating Meg good. But turns out you're a lying, cheating piece of shit who now got to grow your fan base. Actually, because I don't even know what team you play for. You're Megan's boyfriend, okay? And out of respect for Megan, we called you Klay. Because who are you? Who even are you? Is anybody saying, oh my God, like, is he in the big leagues? Like, if it wasn't for Meg, I really would not know who he is. And I hate that more people know who you are because of her, you weird bitch. Like, you cheat on Megan, and probably with a fucking nobody. Like, that is so embarrassing for you. That is so embarrassing for you. This just goes to show he portrays himself, or he comes off as one of those, like, those nice guys. Like, he doesn't seem to be out here doing the drugging and the womanizing, and he don't have a gang of kids running around here, but you still a lying piece and cheating son of a bitch. Weird, funny looking hoe.
Half the internet is trying to figure out ways to turn Klay Thompson's ACL into a beef jerky stick by tomorrow, and people are wondering why. So let's get into it. So Meg Thee Stallion recently announced that her and 37-year-old Klay Thompson have broken up after nearly a year together. And it wasn't your run-of-the-mill, we respect each other, so we're going our separate ways type of statement. It was full of mess. Now, apparently Klay Thompson at his big grown age doesn't know if he can be monogamous and failed to let Megan know this prior to entering the relationship. Now, Meg said that she caught him cheating and even opened up about enduring what she described as horrible mood swings and horrible treatment from him throughout the basketball season. Now, keep in mind, he showered her with a $200,000 Bentley and a tropical birthday trip just months ago. He even took her around his family where she cooked a wonderful spread for all of them, and all the while he was hunching other people. They even bought a house together, and none of that meant anything because he was still out here hunching and philandering. So now the hot girl coach is officially single, prioritizing herself, but still booked and busy with her Broadway shows. And I know the album we are about to get after this is probably going to be fire. But in all seriousness, Meg, good job prioritizing your peace and your happiness. And Klay Thompson, as for you, in 3 days, you will start to cough.
I always see, and I used to ask the same question, why don't men just pay for sex workers, like, instead of going on dates with normal girls and trying to get them to blah blah? The answer, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. The answer is trickery, power, and coercion. Men have been trained to literally, first of all, men have really low self. Men know that they're terrible people. I think, I don't know if women know this enough. Men know that they're terrible people. It's actually the first thought that they've internalized as a child is that they're terrible people. Now that has to do with, boys will be boys. Oh, he's just a stupid boy. Oh, blah, blah. Like, all that goes into it. They grow up with so much internalized hatred and, like, self-loathing that even when it comes down to the women they date, they need to constantly convince themselves that they're good enough. That's why I was just talking with my friend yesterday. This is crazy, but one time my stepdad told me that for a man, nothing feels better than new pussy. And I asked my homie, and I was like, is that true? And he said, yeah. And we were sitting talking, and my homie said, it's not even about the feeling, right? Like, coochie, different girls got different feeling coochies, right? Like, good coochie is good coochie, whether it's the first time or the 100th time, and trash coochie is trash coochie. But the idea of new coochie, a new woman who liked me enough, because again, I'm a loser, so I found another girl who doesn't know how annoying I am yet, that's letting me fuck her, that hasn't been tampered by my negative energy. Like, niggas literally carry this, like, it's like they feel like they're a disease. I'm not even kidding. That's why they like younger girls that haven't been impacted and traumatized by men. They know they're a fucking disease. But back to the new coochie thing, and I'm gonna wrap it back to the sex workers. Back to the new coochie thing, like, it's the idea that I got another girl because I'm literally so fucking such a loser, internalized. I'm such a loser that I need this validation. Now, a lot of guys say, well, that's just a man's nature to blah, blah, blah. Men have arrested development, right? So they think on a level way lower than women. Like, do you know how women joke about how men will have like life-altering realizations while they're on acid or shrooms at 35 that women had when they were 7? Men have arrested development. So they think emotionally, they're kind of on the same level as like a toddler for a while. You know, when toddlers, you ever seen a toddler think of a toddler eating candy. They got a whole bag of Skittles in their hand. Their mom said, you know what? Take all the Skittles. I don't care. They got Skittles. It's candy. It's red dye 40. You walk in with a lollipop. You're sucking on a lollipop. Your lollipop is damn near halfway gone. Your it's gone. Toddler sees you walking in a lollipop. They thinking lollipop, sweet, candy. I like candy. I want candy. Again, mind you, we're thinking of a toddler. They say, you know what? Fuck that. Drop their Skittles. Go ask and cry for your lollipop. A toddler will cry for you to give that lollipop out of your mouth that you're eating. They got a whole bag of clean, unsalived on Skittles. But they don't care because they seen you. They seen a new candy. It doesn't matter what flavor the candy is. They're all the same sugar. It's all the same sucrose that's been fried, dyed, laid to the side, and they added red 40 into all of them. But as a toddler, it don't matter that you have a bag of Skittles right here. I just seen some new lollipop. I don't care that it's half eaten. I want it because you have it. I want it because I don't have it. You know how toddlers and kids think like that? They can have a whole thing of colored pencils. They see another thing colored pencils over there. They'll drop all their colored pencils. I say that to say, men are suffering from arrested development. The idea of not eating every candy that you walk by is very hard for them because they think like toddlers. As an adult, I know, even if I go to a bakery, right, and I like 20 different types of cookies, as a grown woman, I know that I can't order 20 different types of cookies because my stomach's just gonna hurt. I could order it, but I'm gonna have to share them. I'll order it, but some of my friends are gonna have to help me. I can't sit and eat 20 different types of cookies. That's gonna make my stomach hurt. If I was a 5-year-old with a wallet and I walked into a grocery store, I might fuck around, or the bakery, I might fuck around and try to order 20 motherfucking cookies because I like 20 different flavors. I don't know that I can't eat all these cookies. And honestly, as a toddler, you probably eat so much that your stomach hurts until you really can't eat no more, but you still don't eat all the cookies. I don't know if I'm making sense. But it doesn't make much sense. So it's hard to explain. But that's how niggas are. The idea of new pussy, it has nothing to do with how it feels. It has everything to do with validation. Men like to say conquering. But they don't conquer when they have sex. We conquer. Every time a nigga sticks his dick in a woman, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't matter who the woman is. She could be a freaking crackhead on the street, and they still deserve love. I'm not saying it like that, but she could be dirty and just, a nigga could still come. A nigga probably still gonna come. There's no comparison. Pussy and dick don't compare. A nigga could never conquer a woman. I need women to know that. Just because they stick their dick inside of you, just look up the orgasm gap. Look up the orgasm gap and then come back and try to convince me that niggas conquer us while we having sex. Which brings me back to the point of the sex workers. If a man is having sex with someone who's agreed to this, who's already said, I'm down with it, I don't care, just give me the money, they're not conquering anything. Conquering. More, it's actually, we could actually just tie it into rape culture. A man likes a woman who ignores him at first a little bit and then gives in. And they don't want a girl who's just selling it. Where's the fun in that? Right? Like, I need to feel like I'm getting something out of you. And that's the thing. They need so much validation. They need to feel like they're taking something from you. So they convince you that a master lock opens a bunch of whatever the fuck. A master key opens a bunch of locks. Oh, shut the fuck up. First of all, half you niggas be talking about, oh, but a good key opens a bunch of locks or whatever. You could stick a keys fit. I've stuck the wrong key in a lock before. Y'all niggas can't make us finish. I think about only 40% of women finish or something like that. So y'all aren't unlocking anything. You're just sticking a key in that doesn't fit. If we go by the orgasm gap. And then, you know why I also hate, this is kind of unrelated, but not really. How they always say, well, women, every time women have sex, they get attached, but men don't. This is true when you release the love and the bonding hormones, vasopressin, oxytocin, and there's one more that I forget that we release. That's when you get attached, right? Like, and not always. Trust me, I didn't release those things and said, please get the fuck out of my face, I never want to see you again. Men have, but you only get to release those chemicals when you finish. There is such a big orgasm gap that it's absolutely impossible that women are just becoming so attached to men and men are just unattached. If anything, it's the opposite because men finish and release those hormones every time. Women know if you fuck a new nigga, you might not finish that night. Niggas can fuck a new bitch and I might not hit her again, but I still finished. Y'all release those bonding hormones every single time into us. We don't even get that fucking luxury. And then you want to talk about we're attached to every person we have sex with? At the very least, you have to have an orgasm. At the very least. And most of y'all aren't doing that. I promise you. And yes, I purposely compared women to actual objects because that's literally the conditioning that they get. That's not how men view us naturally, but that is the conditioning that they end up running with for the rest of their lives.
Men are on timeout. Everybody get to the back. Everybody get to the fucking back. You're on timeout, bro. You're done. Y'all just greedy. Just fucking greedy, bro. You're just greedy. You're greedy. Do people understand? Those two held the fucking dating market up on their backs. Their backs. She had the city girls being like, damn, maybe there is love out there. Oh my God, she had the girls changing. I just don't understand the concept of being with someone who is objectively a 10 out of 10. Who are you even cheating on them with? Anything less than an angel from heaven is objectively a downgrade. I don't make the rule. Was this a long game? Did he need a new album from her or something? Was she getting too comfortable? He said, you gotta step your rap game up, so I'm not gonna cheat on. What? What is the logic? Having the baddest bitch on the planet be devoted to you and you want to be non-monogamous? Oh, everybody in the back, men are on time out. No, close your legs, we're done.
Black women are the only women not allowed to share their pain in public. This person cheated on me. Why would you go tell that on the internet? This person beat me. Why would you share that with people? This person mistreated me in a relationship. Why would you go tell that news to other people? You're embarrassing yourself. This person was not true to me in a romantic situation. Why would you tell your business on the internet? We are the only group of people that's not allowed to share our pain or our heartbreak. And that's what gets us. And I don't think we understand. We have real connections. We have real scientific evidence that say, hey, keeping your emotions to yourself can help you develop chronic illnesses. It can help you develop cancers. It'll quite literally create these sicknesses in your body that will kill you. But you want Black women to keep that stuff to themselves. That's why y'all grandmamas and y'all mothers died of cancer and chronic illnesses that you don't even know anything about, because they kept all their pain to themselves. They said, I don't want anyone to know what's going on in my house. I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to tell anybody. And they suffered. And they suffered, and they went through things, and they weren't able to talk to anyone about it because they wanted to keep up the image of a good woman when heartbreak needs an audience. And it's the craziest thing, and it's the most infuriating thing to me, because we are telling women, Black women, that doesn't matter how a man treats you, you need to keep that stuff to yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's embarrassing. Why would you go and tell people that you got cheated on? Are you trying to say you're not a good enough woman? Oh, you know what? And you know what? That's when I realized nothing will ever keep people happy. Live for yourself today. Live for yourself today. And I'm so thankful that I have one in my life, aka my grandmother, telling me, hey man, if you gotta leave, leave. If you need to leave, leave. And I'll always have a man where he got me messed up at. The minute something don't sound right, I'ma leave. Because at the end of the day, this is not even worth it. And that's even why I felt comfortable talking about my dating experiences on this app. Because you are not going to do me so crazy and then expect my discretion. You are not entitled to that. You want to be crazy, you want to act crazy, you want to do me crazy, everybody gonna know about it. So they gonna know the kind of person you are. It don't matter what people think about me. The embarrassment never lasts. The embarrassment never lasts. But you know what does last? The everlasting pride of the fact that I stood up for myself and I advocated for myself and I didn't let anyone get away with hurting me. Because that's the way we need to go about it. I am tired of Black women having to keep their pain to themselves. It is terrible. Always. Listen, you know what? Air that man out today. Air that man out today.
Oh, and if this was about non-monogamy with Klay Thompson, I just want to name that I don't really think that we live in a society where a Black woman who is platformed and who needs to be in business and who needs to have a space where specifically she needs to be able to reach women, men, cross populations and all those things. I don't think we live in a society where she can exist in a non-monogamous relationship and not be vilified. And Megan already is vilified just for existing. And so even if that was the case, again, your partner, specifically if we want to lean into man-woman relationships, we want to lean into societal standards, your man is supposed to protect you, even if he has to protect you from him, right? Which means that, a lot of niggas have cheated and nobody's ever known. You want to know why? Because he had the wherewithal to fuck some bitch across the country. Because he had a burner phone. Because he used a condom. Because there were measures put in place. And yes, some bitches have cheated. And you know why you never catch a bitch cheating? Because the time that your meal get on the table, it never changes. Because a lady can go out there and get her a piece and she's still going to handle her things. Y'all get a little piece of pussy and you're late picking your girl up from the airport. So how can you handle non-monogamy and you can't even do what you're supposed to do in traditional circumstances? I think that's just weird. Somebody was like, oh, well, Dominique, I think maybe he wanted to be non-monogamous. So why didn't you say that from the beginning? And y'all don't ever want to be non-monogamous with regular bitches. I promise you, it's bitches that will be excited to be in that number. I don't want those girls. Y'all want to influence and cajole girls into wanting that. And some girls fall for the okie doke, for the goopery. They're jacuzzi bobbed. They're hornswoggled, led astray. Yeah, non-monogamy. Boy, fuck you.
There's a lot of men on Twitter right now that are like, see ladies, this is why y'all need to stay away from these rappers and stay away from these NBA players and start dating us regular men. Y'all be working at the Amazon factory cheating too. Y'all be working at Raising Cane's cheating too. Y'all be jobless cheating too. Y'all be driving your girls' cars cheating too. So like, honestly, by that logic, yeah, let me go ahead and get the NBA player. At least he's gonna fly me to Turks.
To expand on the idea that men and women are fundamentally incompatible under patriarchy, I want to riff off of a take that one of my mutuals, Queen Sovereign, posted. I think it was like today or yesterday. It was very, very recent, where she's talking about how the men that we see existing today in 2026 is probably the best they're ever going to get. Now, I don't like to speak in absolutes, so I never say never. The irony. I never say never or ever. However, I love these like literary, like whatever. Anyway, I never say never or ever. However, what Queen Sovereign was saying was that the social parameters that we've put around acceptable human behavior is actually too stifling for the majority of men. Like, you know how so many men are always like, well, if it weren't for the laws, I would just be a completely lawless piece of shit. I would be raping and murdering and pillaging and fighting and punching and kicking all over the place. Like, men always say shit like that. Well, if there were no laws in place, I would be even worse, right? So the laws that are in place now, as lax as they are on things like, you know, rape and domestic violence and all of that, even that is too much for most men. That's what Queen Sovereign was saying. I'll see if I can tag the video here, if I can go back and find it. However, to riff off of that, I don't think that not only are men and women fundamentally incompatible under patriarchy, but men under patriarchy are incompatible with life on earth, period. To use my sister-in-law's terminology or phrasing, they're harbingers of death. If women are the creators of life, men are harbingers of death. And I think you would be hard-pressed to prove me wrong if you took even 5 minutes to glance at world history. And the reason that I say this is because patriarchy itself is incompatible with human life on earth. Because what patriarchy prioritizes is power and dominance and hierarchy. What's a really good way to implement and cement power, dominance, and hierarchy? Capital. So now from patriarchy, we get capitalism. And then from capitalism, because they need to constantly fortify the system and protect the system from its natural disintegration, because capitalism is a really unnatural thing. Now from capitalism, we get things that fortify and bolster it and protect it, like racism and homophobia and war. And all of these things, all of these dark forces in this world are all built to keep capitalism running. And capitalism just feeds into patriarchy. Patriarchy is an extremely unnatural force throughout humanity. Like for the world, patriarchy is a net negative. And I feel like what I'm saying sounds really like abstract, and maybe you need some examples. So I'm going to try really hard to explain this to where like a 5-year-old can understand it. So patriarchy started spreading through the veins of the world like thousands of years ago as a way to give men essentially unchecked power on everything. And so one of the first things that patriarchy did was it appointed men as the light principle and women as the dark principle. Simone de Beauvoir talks about this in The Second Sex. By doing that, what it did was place men in the position of being the light principle, the principle of reason, the sun, logic. And it placed women eternally in the dark principle, the principle of chaos, the moon, the unknown, mystery, lying. This is where you get the idea that woman is manipulative, woman is wicked, woman is flesh, and flesh is sent to tempt you and manipulate you and take you further away from the male god, which is the light principle. Everything in the world is rooted on this idea that women are dangerous temptresses and power needs to be strategically kept from their hands or the world devolves into chaos. But what do we know about men is that men lie a lot. And if you're telling me that you look out your window and see the culmination of thousands of years of patriarchy and you don't see chaos, then you're a liar right along with them. But in order for patriarchy to maintain its power, what it had to do was take the power away from women, the power to give life, the power to create community, and by as an extension create culture, and as an extension create the social rules, because women run this shit and always have. In order to take that power away from the women and give it to the men, they had to deprive women of the resources that they were using to create this life and to create this culture and to create these powerful communities. How did they deprive women of these resources? Capitalism. They implemented capitalism and allowed men to be the only ones who were allowed to earn resources through capitalism, which tied women to the destinies of men for centuries. Capitalism is the reason that so many women have been enslaved by their husbands for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. If it weren't for capitalism, the world would have easily reverted back to its natural order of matriarchy. Then capitalism grew and grew and grew. And in addition to the subjugation of women and women's children, capitalism grew to exploit endless other groups and nations and even just like ideologies. Like at this point, capitalism has rewritten time itself to where we are no longer on a 13-month, 28-day calendar. Now we are on a corporate calendar that prioritizes quarterly profit. Capitalism's rewritten the entire fabric of reality, and it started with the subjugation of women. And in order for capitalism to stay alive, it requires a wide base of have-nots. The haves are at the very tip top of the pyramid. It requires a wide base of have-nots who have nothing, have no thing to count on. They have to be laborers their whole lives. And so to prevent the working proletariat, that wide base of have-nots, from comparing notes and realizing that they're being completely exploited and manipulated and killed by the haves at the very top of the capitalist pyramid, capitalism has a vested interest in sowing seeds of division amongst the have-nots to maintain the system of capitalism. One of these seeds of division is sexism. If you can turn the women and men against each other, the women and men will not come together and overthrow the capitalist system. Because if they overthrow the capitalist system, the next system they're going to overthrow is patriarchy, and we definitely can't have that. And then even more importantly, if you can convince men under patriarchy that it is their role to be a provider and that a real man makes money and brings home the bacon, now you've got half the population doing the work of fortifying capitalism for you. You don't even have to lift a fucking finger. You've already talked them into it. Now that you got these men out here caping for capitalism, not realizing that they're part of the have-nots, they're part of the proletariat. They're being exploited too. But because their destiny as men is tied to how they can financially provide, capitalism's got built-in guard dogs. And capitalism will invest billions of dollars into this cult of domesticity propaganda that's going to help remind women of our place in the world. And they're going to invest billions of dollars into media propaganda. They're going to invest billions of dollars into the church. They're going to invest ungodly amounts of money into whichever pillar of modern society that they can in order to remind women, in order to brainwash women into believing that these men are actually supposed to be ahead of us, when really the whole world would be running like a well-oiled ship if men were the ones that remembered their place and remembered the fact that they are actually better served as foot soldiers, as workers and things like that. Men are very good with commands. You give them a command and watch them soar. They're really good at taking direction, okay? They're really good, and their physical strength helps a lot. And if men were just following women's direction, the world would not look this way. But not capitalism, patriarchy has created this extremely incompatible situation between men and women by undervaluing what the feminine brings to the human race, what the feminine principle brings to the human race, overvaluing what the masculine principle brings to the human race, and then inverting the power dynamics so that now men are on top when they were never meant to be on top, which is why they're so corrupt when they're on top. And women are on the bottom, and women were never meant to be on the bottom, which is why women are routinely so miserable and so unfulfilled when they play these submissive, churchy roles. It's thrown the whole fucking world into chaos. And so under patriarchy, because patriarchy is the grandfather, so patriarchy is the father of capitalism and the grandfather of everything that comes after capitalism: racism, sexism, homophobia, imperialism, etc., right? So patriarchy inverted the power dynamics through violent force, right? Hence harbingers of death. In order to maintain patriarchy, you have to scare women and children into submission by making examples out of the women and children that don't do what you want them to do, right? So if patriarchy has given men absolute power to be violent criminals, to be menaces to society, to be anti-social, anti-human, anti-environment, anti-everything, because God gave Adam dominion over the earth. Dominion, not connection. Dominion. So the religions are in on it too. God gave Adam dominion over the earth. Don't you think it would have been better for the earth and for Adam if God gave Adam infinite connection to the earth? No, because Christianity and the other Abrahamic religions are only concerned with men having power. It is baked into every single belief and value of those religions. So God giving man dominion over the earth, meaning man giving himself dominion over the earth, means that man gets to act with complete disregard to the earth. Because you're under me. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with you because I'm a man. Because I'm the head of this corporation, and profit matters more than connection because power matters more than love. And all of this feeds into how historically and currently men have been bred to be harbingers of death. How violent can you be? How effective are you at forcing the weaker vessels, women, children, animals, the earth, to subject to your will? How big is your dick? And how much can you fuck everything around you in order to prove that you're a man? So men are incompatible with human life. And I know I'm not tripping. I know I'm not tripping connecting these dots.
If Meg and Clay's public breakup made your heart sink, it's because you knew exactly what was going to happen next. And you were right, because this personal relationship made public waves from the very beginning. It provided an alternative fairy tale for high-income, very successful, ambitious, dark-skinned Black women. Because it has never been a question if Black women are desirable. And there isn't some massive insecurity that was necessary for Klay Thompson to fix. It was about publicly seeing this woman enter her lover girl era without needing to edit herself. That is a positive for a culture that doesn't know what to do with women who are free, especially Black women who are free. And for Black women who are within that culture, or just fans in general of her, watching her go through a very traumatic public trial and after her assault, that was exhausting. Having to explain to people why her battle for justice was necessary or why she should not have been hurt in the first place was soul-crushing for a lot of people. Through that Tory Lanez trial, Meg had become a flashpoint. The discourse around that trial reminded us of just how comfortable we still are with the assault and degradation of Black women. Specifically, how much work it takes to convince people that dark-skinned Black women have pain that should be addressed. Culture is simply made up of what you reward and what you punish. And culture can be remade through story and example. These intensely private public battles about your endangerment, mistreatment, you losing family, your different relationships, while those are about an individual, they are also an indictment of the culture when we look at how people speak about them. Watching Klay Thompson lavish care, affection, and commitment to this public figure, it made us think that this was a point towards a future culture. Because we all know a segment of elder aunties, some men, certain social institutions that seek to enforce a culture that punishes us for going after the same things. Right now, you and Meg cannot be legally owned by anyone. You can't be prevented from a bank account. You're not going to be burned at the stake for wearing a string bikini in Florida. Not all, but a good chunk of the original legal apparatus that would have controlled you has been dismantled or severely weakened. But what remains is a strong social control, that reward and punishment. You can say no, but they might kill you. You can make a choice about your health, but you could get disowned or have to cross state lines to do so. You can be the boss in this new world, but you might struggle to find men who are adequately prepared to have capacity to emotionally support you when you do that. You've been told that if you're immodest, you're just not going to get princess treatment. If you use over 2 makeup products, you're going to be shamed for it. But if you don't wear any makeup and you don't look feminine, you'll get paid less. And if you are sexual, a boss, too black, too loud, you're going to die alone in an apartment with 10 cats. Or you will be a Jezebel, Sapphire, or hoe who is unworthy of respect and protection. You will watch women in your community create generational wealth that affects their entire family, but if it means that they have to pause when they have children and then they have fertility issues down the line, people will point fingers at them. If it takes them that much longer to find a partner who can adequately care for them or support them, people will say, well, that's what happens when you do that. If she didn't want so much, she would have had a man by now. Maybe if she wasn't so greedy, she could have had those 6 kids easily. Meg and Clay's relationship initially seemed to defy the expectations and the rules that women have to follow in order to find a partner. The myths that are used every day to keep women in their place. They can't get you to not have your freedom, but they can get you to stop using it. This whole relationship appeared to run counter to some of these myths that are being recycled on social media or podcasts. The ones that men will only give you good things or treat you well or have fidelity if you're submissive or you look like a trad wife or you're classy. An ahistorical amalgamation that always ends up with people having to be thin, old money, or white-coated. There are women who have grown up in a patriarchal culture who will advise you that you can't nag your man or hold him accountable for anything because that's going to drive him away and then he can't help it. You didn't entice him enough. You weren't available enough. In the same breath, you'll be told to give up your power and pick a rich guy to take care of you. And then you'll be told, well, if you're with a rich guy, he can't help wanting to be with other women, so you just have to accept that. If you grew up getting any kind of advice that was influenced by the massive evangelical marriage industry, or you happen to live in a country that could read the files and then do absolutely nothing about it, you were essentially raised by predators on how to be good prey. In this culture, how a man treats you is tied to your performance of gender. It is tied to your obedience. This is why we see teenagers still, to this day, spouting ideas that depending on what kind of dress you wear out, that determines what respect you are owed. And ordinary women, they recognized in Meg how precious and valuable her vulnerability and connection to Clay and his family was. They knew what she was risking by opening up her heart to him and all of us watching. When we heard her lyrics in Lover Girl, one of the things that was a point of pride was that even though he was a star, he was her #1 fan. She felt protected, cherished, and adored. All things online Western discourse would say she is not worthy of receiving. Black women, against all odds and jealousy, have made it. American women of all backgrounds are living out lives that their ancestors could only have dreamed of. The threat of withholding food, shelter, money, protection from us has been weakened. It makes so much sense that people were attracted to what this relationship meant as an example. A dark-skinned, successful Black woman, openly protected and loved. And part of the anger now is that this man benefited from what this relationship looked like. While he's wealthy and famous all on his own, there have been some allegations within the community that he was not faithful to his other partners. He got to look like Man of the Year with Meg. And typically the shame of a relationship like this ending would be something that the woman would have to bear. Meg's public allegations meant that the bubble burst. This story stopped feeling like a public modern fairy tale and more like a tired old story about a lack of respect and discipline, which are two things that this culture has repeatedly failed to give Black women in the first place. And beyond the parasocial nature of all of this, all women can relate to what it feels like to have your vulnerability, your trust, and your time trifled with. And then immediately the discourse started, the I told you so's. The blaming of everyone and everything except the person responsible. The whole you get cheated on when you don't perform classiness. There was pointing at Meg's body and Meg's tone. For a Black woman or a teenager to hear that, that's cultural information. You are learning what people think about you. The interior of Meg and Clay's relationship is private, and it is between them and it is about them, and we don't know it because we weren't in it. But the story of a public relationship and the morality tale that is attached to it, that is the public's. And that story belongs to the culture. It becomes an example in an argument about what modern women are owed by their partners. The history of this culture, including a recent Supreme Court decision, is that we owe Black women nothing. If a man hurts her, that's about her bad choice, not his. Our legal system for generations did not classify Black or brown women as people you could even assault, because men were simply entitled to them. It wasn't even a crime. We still have this general idea that you can't really listen to a Black woman when she's upset because they're just always in this default state of anger. In dating algorithms, if your profile is perceived to be Black, you are ranked lower or you're only offered up to people who are looking up certain fetish or sexual experiences. There is a pressure to be chosen and to be seen as somebody who was picked by a man to the point where you are encouraged to stay in relationships and launder their infidelity or issues at the expense of your own sanity. There's a social punishment to this behavior that's just not going to stick to Clay. There is a gendered humiliation that will never apply to him. There is no hypersexual image of him lined up with all of his partners being circulated right now. There will be passes given to him. He is a man with desire, so it makes sense that he has to be with a lot of people. But her, that's part of why he probably didn't want to settle down with her. Is he drawing anger from this generational fumble? Absolutely. Is he being mocked in the comment sections? Absolutely. Do we hope healing in the best for both of them so that they can be in mutually fulfilling relationships? Yes. It is ultimately not Meg or Clay's job to carry the weight of our hopes and fears, but it is our job to think critically about the morality tales we attach to them. It is our job not to repeat language or accept attitudes about which women can be sorted into respectable treatment or not. And the baffling thing is that when you look at Clay and the other women he has had serious relationships with, they present differently. You will see lots of different types of women. It was never about the woman or what she was wearing or what she did for work. It was always about the story he told himself. And that is a story Meghan has decided to exit, along with millions of other women. More power to her.
Thing that's killing me about this whole Clay cheating on Meg shit is like, why DJ Academics, Lil Duval and them pretending like they were not in an actual relationship? Like they're trying to pretend like he just took Megan and bust her down in the hotel and left her there. Like, no, they weren't in an actual relationship. I don't know why y'all suddenly trying to act new to the concept of niggas cheating in the relationships, in marriages and shit. Like, I don't know why you're acting like that's a new concept where now y'all are acting confused and saying, yeah, he used her, he played her, he just bust her down and left her. Like, niggas saying he left her and he was never gonna marry her and this and that. That nigga had her meeting his family. Right? They had a house together. They had a car together. I mean, I had a car there. He bought her a car. Or whatever. They weren't in a relationship. The nigga just ain't shit. Like all of y'all. What the fuck? Like, why y'all acting like Dr. Dre went married and cheating on his wife? Snoop Dogg and them. Them motherfuckers were married and also sneaking on their wife. That does not change the fact that they married those women. Niggas were cheating in the relationship. Stop acting confused. Stop acting confused because y'all don't like Megan and pretending it's still about Tory, especially Academics' big-headed ass. His no father figure having ass. His no good father figure having ass. Like, this nigga needs to go to therapy. Like, it's not nobody's fault your daddy wasn't shit. Because I think that's the reason why. That's the root of the cause. That's the root of the cause of the alcohol, of the alcohol and shit. Right? That nigga ain't had no good father figure, ain't had no good environment growing up. You niggas needs to go to therapy because y'all are getting weird. Making up stories and shit. Making up stories and shit. Talking about some, yeah, she thought she was gonna get the fifth ring. She probably would have if she never caught him. What the fuck? Like, what? Like, they trying to honestly pretend like niggas ain't grimy or something.
Thank you. Can we just fill this room with thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, welcome, brother, to Fumbaholics Anonymous, where no fumble is too unforgivable.
Hello, everybody. My name is Clay Thompson. And, I fumbled Meg the Stallion.
You mean the girl straight out of Czechoslovakia?
I know, man. I'm a cheater.
We do not use that word in here, son. We use the acronym IDIOT.
What does that mean?
Well, what that mean is, you an idiot. Or the from Bible says in Barry Keoghan, chapter 5, verse 19. Sometimes the ass is greener on the other side. Shit. So, son, describe this Megan to us, and maybe the fumble was justified.
Leading lady in a Broadway show. 3-time Grammy winner. Behind like an undiscovered planet.
Oh, Lord! The fumble was indeed unjustified. Oh, but don't worry now, son, because here at Fumbaholics Anonymous, we believe there is a light at the end of the fumble. Offset there fumbled Cardi B.
Offset.
Jay-Z fumbled Beyonce.
Yeah, I'm a changed man now. I got dreadlocks.
Some fumbles may be salvaged if the damage is discreet. How did she break the news?
Instagram story. Single paragraph, white text.
Specific words in all caps?
Yeah.
Oh!
Visible tears during the curtain call of Moulin Rouge.
Oh, will somebody help him?
And, a tweet of solidarity from the official Sims Twitter account.
You got this by the Sims?
Yes.
Oh, brother, you are beyond help. Get you gone and leave a number at the door in Cheetah's name. All men are trash.
Men's singleness is their fault, and I think now we have really interesting data to back up this idea, because I've been watching the gay men and the straight girlies spar with each other over the last, I don't know, however many weeks on the internet right now, and it really seems all to be like centered around this like core question of like, is there readily available attractive men, right? So the gay men are coming out and they're like, every single time I leave my house, I see a man that I would sleep with, I see a man that I think is attractive, and then you have the straight girlies that are like, why do you think that that's our experience just because we're both attracted to men? Like, yeah, a man can be attractive even though a lot of the girlies are saying that they actually don't find a lot of these men attractive, but then they also have to like factor in like whether or not this man is gonna like fundamentally treat them like a human being, you know? And it really is just pointing to the fact that like women have to consider more and like think about more when considering whether or not a man could be a good romantic prospect for them than like I guess gay men do. And here's the thing, maybe I shouldn't be sticking my big old lesbian ass in this conversation. However, listening to the way that the straight girlies are talking about their attraction to men, I'm like, oh, my attraction manifests very differently, even though we're both women. Like, I feel like I am experiencing attraction for other women more often than they're experiencing attraction for men. You know what I mean? Which to me points to the possibility that like women are very capable of like being attracted to people and like experiencing that attraction very regularly. But because of the fact that like I'm not attracted to a group of people who have like notoriously been my have notoriously like really invested in my suffering, because that's not been my experience, like I can experience my attraction more readily. Does that make sense? And like men can be attracted to men more easily because they're like equals. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's all pointing to this understanding that like men have traumatized women so deeply that they can't even like readily experience their own attraction for them. Does that make sense?
Let's talk about Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion. Not from a gossip angle, but from a branding and marketing standpoint. Because cheating doesn't just affect your relationship, it affects your brand equity. Yes, Klay Thompson plays in a male-dominated sport, but his brand is not just limited to men. I took notes because this is serious. His future money is not limited to men, and his public perception is definitely not limited to men. Women control majority of the consumer spending. Women buy merch, women buy shoes, women buy their kids these things, their partners, and women drive the online conversation. Women drive parasocial loyalty, right? So when a man cheats on a woman with a massive loyal fan base, that becomes a brand problem, not just a personal one. Here's the thing, this is not the 90s. This isn't even the early 2000s. Back then, a scandal could live in a magazine, and once that magazine, issue was done, that was out of here. It didn't matter no more. A great example of this is look at Brad Pitt. He survived scandal because the media landscape was different. But even then, Angelina Jolie had to do PR revamping for years on years to have like this angel status. Brad still worked, sure. But that family man shine disappeared after that. It would never come back to what it could have been if he didn't have that scandal under his belt. His reputation today, due to the situation he has with Angelina Jolie, is a very complicated reputation because of the internet. Keep that in mind, right? Let's fast forward to Klay. He had an image of being sweet, awkward, and wholesome, the nice guy athlete. So that makes him different than most athletes. Because Megan confirmed his lack of loyalty, she confirmed that to her fan base, who is very loyal and very vocal. All right. And once the internet decides you lack integrity, that follows in every sponsorship, every endorsement, every business move you make. When Klay retires and wants to have, brand deals, he's going to have to choose something that is strictly male dominated. Anything that relies on women's spending power is going to be a harder sell for him, because women don't forget. Women don't move on just because the news cycle has moved on. Women absolutely do not support brands attached to a man that feels like they have continuously disrespected women that these women are loyal to. This isn't about a relationship. This is about brand equity, brand longevity. And it is 2026. Cheating on somebody is not just a personal issue. It is a brand integrity issue. I am done with my TED Talk for now. Ciao. Other than that, like and follow for more.
Bitch, we live in a world where Clay Aiken fumbled Meg Thee Stallion. Clay Aiken? Oh. Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson fumbled Meg Thee Stallion. Imagine cheating on Megan Thee Stallion, literally one of the baddest bitches ever. Stunning, smart, rich, successful, bodied. How do you fumble Meg Thee Stallion? And I got two questions. Number one, what does this other girl look like? I just want to know what she looked like. I'm just curious. Hey, this just ends. I'm doing the video. Allegedly, he cheated on her with Lexi Brown from the Spurs.
The WNBA.
The WNBA, a team. Lexi. Now you fucking knew, girl.
The Seattle Storm.
The Seattle Storm.
A big storm.
Storm is coming, bitch. Men are fucking stupid. Men are literally dumb. It's just put them on an island altogether so they can just do that dumb shit to each other. Like, that is crazy to me. Literally one of the baddest ever. Yo, you're stupid. You're dumb. You're fucking dumb.
Scrooge, slow down. Klay Thompson did what? Greetings, elves. Meg cooked the best Thanksgiving dinner I ever saw for that man. We need to update the naughty list. Yes, I'm still on the wellness retreat with Oprah. You know Santa done did me dirty. Hi, Gabriel. It's Claudine Claus. Is Jesus around? Santa got on Ozempic and it was a wrap. Jesus is busy with World War III. Oprah, can you slow down, please, love? Jesus is offline. So can we ping the Sanderson sisters, please? Can you remind him we need the Water to Wine food truck for the Mother's Day brunch? Where's Olivia Pope? Representative? Olivia Pope is still standing in the sun. Representative. Okay, Thackeray Binks. Representative. Please patch me into the Sanderson sisters, please. It's Claudine Claus. I didn't know she could walk so fast. Sisters! Winnie, girl. I know the last time I talked to you, I gave you that dentist referral. Send voice memo to Meg the Stallion. How are the veneers going? When the mommy kissing Santa Claus incident happened, I was in shambles. This too shall pass. I need help with the Meg the Stallion Klay Thompson. Oh, you're on it. All right, babes. Well, I'll see you at Jack Skellington's Halloween party, okay? I gotta get new knees.
I think the people that are saying things like, oh, do you know Megan personally, or it's celebrity gossip regarding what's happened between Meg and Klay are missing a really important thing about Meg the Stallion, but also Black women in general. And they also don't understand why we are as protective of Meg as we are. Over the course of her career, she has centered Black women and the mental health and wellness of Black women in every single thing that she does. She has been a radical representation of the reclamation of feminism, of femininity, and also of like joy and irreverence and fun that we haven't seen in a really long time. And she's also been dragged through the mud and experienced violence, has been victimized by violence by media and by men at scale. And we've all had to watch this play out. And in watching that, we see a mirror into the way that the world treats us, the way our partners, fathers, men in general treat Black women. And so it's not a question of whether this particular instance is celebrity worship or getting too lost in the sauce in terms of pop culture. It's about the ways that we have all managed to find solidarity and how Megan as a person and as, I guess, a pedestaled individual has facilitated that. Intelligent Black women don't often get to be multifaceted, and Black women that are pro-women don't often get to be visibly loudly in love without risking significant humiliation. I saw a post from Jasmine's Garden, I'll tag her below, about why it makes sense that Black witches all over are lighting black candles with Klay's name carved into them. It's not just specifically about what happened to Meg, it's about the way that we are constantly treated, degraded, and discarded. And even the fact that Meg was able to be so transparent with her relationship, but also with the fallout of it, is an indication of the kind of solidarity that she specifically has created with Black women, with her fans, as a Black woman just going through it, just going through life. When we talk about protecting Meg, we talk about protecting Black women. When we say believe Black women, trust Black women, care for, love Black women, Megan is a perfect example of that, of why it is important to do that. I think on a deeper level, Black women are tired of seeing other Black women be chewed up and spit out by evil, diabolical narratives from men, and also tired of seeing really brilliant, beautiful Black women become collateral damage to the nefarious and selfish and violent actions of men. We look at Megan, we see ourselves, our sisters, our friends, we see an opportunity to publicly, loudly declare, protect Black women, believe Black women. We see an artist that in kind returns that understands deeply what this is and what this means, that it is in fact that deep.
Megan the Stallion. I can't believe I'm dating Megan the Stallion. I forgot to close the fridge because I'm dating Megan the Stallion. I just got a coffee. It is for Megan. Did I get one for myself? No, I forgot because I'm dating Megan the Stallion. Oh wow, another girl who is not my girlfriend, Megan the Stallion. Do you know who would look good in that outfit? My girlfriend, Megan the Stallion. Megan the Stallion. I love you, Megan the Stallion. How hard is that to accomplish? How difficult is that? You know, you did.
as a woman, you need to pay very close attention to how men speak about women that they don't know. That is such a key sign into how evil the man that you're with can be and may be towards you in the future. It's a very telling characteristic, and I need y'all to wake up. My favorite topic to hear men speak candidly about is anything involving Megan Thee Stallion. I think that that's when the real abusers, that's when they really come out because they can't help themselves. I mean, yesterday with the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson thing, I saw men, it was only men, posting pictures of Klay Thompson saying, yay! And like, one might look at that and think, that's not a big deal, like whatever. But when I break it down for what it is, I'm like, this man does not know Klay Thompson. He does not know Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion has just been cheating, which is universally a bad thing. Like, if you ask anybody, do you want to be cheated on, yes or no? I think 100% of us would say, no, I don't want to be cheated on, right? So that's what I mean by universally a bad thing. So a universal bad thing happens to Megan Thee Stallion, and men that don't know her and don't know the man that did it to her are celebrating the man. They're like, yay, you're up one. So when I break things down like that and I look at it like that, I'm like, you're weird as fuck. Like, that's weird as fuck. Because when bad things happen to strangers, I have like no desire to celebrate that. Like, if bad things happen to bad people, like, okay, it's like, they deserve that. But to celebrate it, I don't even think I'm celebrating that. So to celebrate a bad thing happen to someone that I don't know, the person that did it, I don't know. And like, I generally have no stake in the fight, and I'm just like watching from afar. It's just like, oh, damn. And like, men are on the internet like, yay, Megan Thee Stallion got cheated on. She's a whore. And I'm like, ew, you're weird as fuck. Now, if we go back a couple years to the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case, you had men arguing women down, trying to justify her being shot. And something as simple as, she's a slut, she's a hoe. And I would be like, so because she's a hoe, like, even if you do think she's a hoe, that justified her being shot. Like, yay, she got shot because she's a hoe. And they'd be like, well, she's just a whore. And I'm like, but I'm asking you directly, like, so because she's a whore, whores deserve to be shot. And one guy, because I'm a little confrontational, one man, I said, your mom doesn't have the same last name as you or any of your siblings. You and your siblings, there's not a pair of y'all that have the same last name. I said, can I go up to your mama and shoot her? And it's like, oh, that's justified because your mama's a whore? Because sometimes you have to bring up a nigga's mom for him to truly understand and like grasp the situation. It's like, so is your mom is a whore by your definition. By your definition, your mother is a whore. You and none of your 6 siblings have the same last names. And your mother also does not have the same last name as any of y'all. So by your definition, your mother's a whore, and it's okay for someone to shoot her. Then niggas start to get the thing. But let me tell you ladies now, if you have to relate something to a man's mom, grandma, sister, cousin, auntie, or anybody in proximity to that man, and only then he understands that something is wrong or foul, you need to fucking run. To me, those are the most dangerous men. The men that can't see how something is morally wrong and unacceptable unless it happens to someone close to him. People in general, anybody that can't see the harm or see the bad in something unless it happens to someone in close proximity to them, that's an evil bitch. And I stay far away from those people. But I love when Megan Thee Stallion comes up in topics because I just sit and watch and I unfollow. It's a question that I ask on any date I go on. I ask that question. Oh, how do you feel about the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion thing? And I move accordingly. I'm not finna willingly just sign up to get beat the fuck up. And I'm not gonna be with a man that's okay with other women being touched. It's just, y'all go for a lot of stuff. That's not something I'm going for. So a man telling you his thoughts on Megan Thee Stallion is very fucking telling. And I don't even play that shit.
Thompson cheating on Megan Thee Stallion isn't exactly new information. I remember a month or two ago, my boyfriend actually told me that in one of the forums he was looking at, they were talking about Klay Thompson cheating, and I got so mad at him because I'm like, why would you believe this rumor, guy? I was like, they're happily in love, and people just want to make Megan's life worse, right? Little did I know Klay Thompson loved to cheat on women, actually. Was my anger a little bit parasocial? Potentially, I'll admit that. I'm not a perfect person, right? But also, every single time I think about her going through something bad like this, I just remember that she doesn't have too many people to where she can go to, right? To be cheated on and to have a support system, whether that be your parents, your siblings, your best friends, is a blessing to have, right? And I'm just reminded of the fact that she doesn't have a lot of those things, right? She doesn't have her parents or her grandparents that she can go to. She had her best friend, but they fell out, right? In one of her songs, she mentioned how there's so many people in her life, but they're only there for the good times, right? What happens when she's going through a rough period? What happens when she doesn't have the money anymore? I hope that she has quality friends who could really help her in this time, because to not only be cheated on, but to be cheated on again, girl, again, was really given you were going to be locked down, married, kids, white picket fence soon, right? Now she has the more in the future that she thought she was going to have, right? That looks so near that everybody also really loved and supported, right? I hate to even say this, but I feel like her even being with Klay had people look at her differently, right? Everything looked on the up and up for her, right? So then to have that taken away from you, I am so sad about it.
Thank you. Can we just fill this room with thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Super nice lady. I knew his ass couldn't be trusted when I heard that. I knew a liar. I knew it.
The current rumor on the internet streets is that Klay cheated on Megan Thee Stallion with the WNBA player Lexi Brown. Let's get into it. First and foremost, we need to keep in mind that Klay has notoriously made his rounds with women. Coco Jones, Hannah Stocking, Megan Thee Stallion, like these are all within a very short time frame. Once the news dropped about Megan Thee Stallion this afternoon, Lexi immediately locked up her comments on IG. This is an unverified rumor at this point, but something's going on X where people were saying that he was cheating on Meg with Lexi Brown from WNBA. Y'all need to drag her too. And granted, she had a game today, but for her to immediately have locked up her comments right when this news started circulating, yeah, that's very, very sketchy. And when Megan brought the news to the public on her story, she also brought up how Klay was super temperamental about the NBA season. For those that don't watch the NBA, I want to let you guys know he plays on the Dallas Mavericks. They are one of the worst teams in the NBA. There is no rebuttal for the Dallas Mavericks over the next few years. We'll see over the next few days if the Lexi Brown rumor is true.
So men are on social media saying that Meg Thee Stallion isn't wifey material, when the reality of it is Klay isn't husband material. Because in order to be husband material, you have to be monogamous. You have to believe in fidelity. Klay isn't husband material. Husband material doesn't lead a woman on. Husband material doesn't buy a house with a woman that he doesn't see forever with. Like what are we talking about here? Like, y'all will say anything to defend men. Anything. This man was unfaithful. How does that make him suitable for marriage? How does that make him suitable for marriage? He led a woman to believe that marriage, clearly, she had to believe that marriage was a possibility. She had to believe that monogamy was on the table, was in the room, when in fact, he lied. Like, and that's the thing. A lot of y'all aren't husband material. And so that's why you don't recognize the problem in this scenario. You see yourself in Klay. You're trying to align yourself with Klay because you're likely a cheater like Klay, and you're not husband material. It's always projection with these men. It's always projection. You aren't husband material. Marriage requires fidelity, monogamy. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? There is a deplorable and disgusting and dehumanizing image floating around that is supposed to represent Megan Thee Stallion and her ex-relationships. It was created by someone who hates Black women. And I want to encourage Black women as a collective not to repost, share, or even clip or include this image in your content, even if you are defending Megan, because you are giving it exposure. You are making it more visible. And this image should not fucking exist. So it does not deserve any viewership. If you see this image, do not decide to make a video with it included in the video. Please, I implore you. Just to, like, even if it's just to protect Megan, she does not need this. She doesn't deserve it. It plays into purity culture. It is dehumanizing. It's defamation because they don't know who she's had intimate relations with. Just because you date somebody doesn't mean you're intimate with them. If you see this image, please do not use it in your content. You can talk about it. You can talk about how disgusting it is. You can talk about how harmful it is, but don't use the image. Please, I implore you, do not use this image.
And to the light-skinned community, this might be it. And the only person to thank for that is Klay Thompson.
Megan Thee Stallion's man cheated on her, but someone might be thinking, love is dead. I don't think so. This is the perfect opportunity for a stud to enter her life. Let me walk you through it. She's heartbroken. This nigga did her dirty. She's like, niggas ain't shit. You know what's not a nigga? A stud. Think about it. Confident, suave, smell good, look good, sexy. Walks into her life. She's like, I'm never dating a man again. Boom. A beautiful stud appears to her. This is the era that Megan Thee Stallion might be putting the bi and bisexual and dating a stud. Think about it. This is the time for studs to stand up and show out because our girl is heartbroken and needs a stud. Just calling all studs, stud alert. Megan on watch. This is the chance. This is the chance. This is the chance.
Hello, and welcome back. A lot of you all have said, Rashonda, you're not a big bottle of Windex, but you stay clearing things up. And to that I say, thank you. Today we're here to discuss something that has a lot of you all confused, but I'm here to help. It's really very simple. Let's check the board. Ladies, this is you. Going through your life, enjoying yourself. Smart, funny, successful, doing it. This is some random ass man about to come into your life. And they will beg, plead, snot, cry, buy you things to get in your circle and in between your legs, only to fumble you like a pee-wee football. Why? Because they're dumb. It's really simple. This man could have did 13,469,891 things before coming to you. He could have played in traffic. He could have played with his bald-headed mama. He could have laid down and played with himself before coming to you, but he did not. Why? Dumb, okay? Now, I don't blame you because they're dumb. I just want you to know that they're all dumb, okay? And you have to pick one that's less dumb, all right? I need everybody to get it together. It's hot girl summer. Thanks.
I think I know why a lot of women, particularly black women, are like so personally hurt by this whole Megan and Klay thing. Because it truly makes you wonder if black women are ever safe in love. And I'm talking in and outside of our own race. And how good the man turns out to be always ends up being a reflection of us for some reason. That's what makes it even heavier. And then on top of that, it just seems like it was so genuine. Like, I think most people thought she was very genuinely happy and she was being treated so well. And low-key, it does remind me of like the Jana from Love Island thing. Janae, I don't know how to say her name. But even that was like terrifying. Like, because you can be right next to us and be our partner, be there throughout so many things with us, and you're racist? Or in Megan's case, you let her get that close to your family as if she hasn't lost hers. You defend her knowing damn well online she's always being ostracized and antagonized. And then you put her back in the situation to be antagonized online and be without a family. And then you did her the same way the ex, at least she was singing about on Cobra, did. Like my heart truly breaks. And it breaks for so many black women in general, because I feel like there's so many scenarios where we are proven to be unsafe even when all the signs tell us that we are. Like I said, it doesn't matter the race, because I don't even see interracial relationships with the black woman and necessarily think she's being treated well. A lot of the times those white men or white partners have white savior complexes, or they just want exotic pets. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then with our own race, I feel like we're constantly being punished for something we didn't do. Constantly carrying weight that no one else seems to see. not even the men of our own race. They actually contribute to the double oppression we're already dealing with as black women. So truly the only thing I've taken out of this is, are black women ever really safe in love? In general, but really in love. And this is not exclusive to black women, but we just saw another black woman on the news or in these articles who just got killed by that white man. Like, I fear every time I get on the internet, there's a new way to torture a black woman. And it feels like even when we build our own education, we build our own safe spaces, we remove people, we remove things or toxic environments or jobs or whatever the fuck. Why do we always end up in harm's way? And being famous, being beautiful, being rich, don't even save you. I just have no words.
You know what, Klay Thompson, this is for you, because here's the thing. When you popped out with Megan Thee Stallion, we all said, okay. We're like, you know what? He's got a good job. Okay, they've got similar interests. Okay. We can make it work. Okay? You should know that. You should know that your face was an unwelcome caveat on what we hoped was a good situation. Don't ever piss me off like this again. Oh.
Everybody been getting their jokes and think pieces off about Klay Thompson cheating on Megan Thee Stallion, and I've deadass been on the verge of tears all day. And I know that sounds so crazy, crying for somebody that you don't know personally, but as a young black woman that's incredibly inspired by Megan Thee Stallion and her resilience, just thinking about her life, her parents, the fact she was shot, publicly harassed, like isolated, and thinking about how a man knew all of that and that still was not enough to spare her. Like, he still did not take 3 seconds to consider how his actions might hurt somebody who's already been hurt enough in life. And that level of like sadisticness is very hard for my brain to process. And it's like, it's men whose wives have been in the hospital with terminal cancer who have still gone out and cheated, and you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing that you could go through as a woman where a man will say enough, like, I'm going to spare you, so I don't know, this shit is like changing my brain chemistry. This ain't something that I didn't already know. I already knew this. It just reminder, I just needed that reminder.
This Megan and Klay situation is reminding me of season 6 of Girlfriends when Joan was dating the NBA player Javon. Her relationship with this baller started out just like Megan started out, with romantic gestures, designed for the gram even though they didn't even have Instagram in those days, buying her beautiful flowers, taking her on trips, introducing her to his parents. So Joan thought, yeah, this is my man, my baby. So she turned up to his house unannounced, bearing gifts, specifically food that she cooked for him, because that's what we're always told to do as black women, to cook for men.
Let me tell y'all about cooking for my man and his family for Thanksgiving. Okay, so this is me getting my greens ready.
But Javon the baller flipped the script.
You can't just pop up on me, Joan. It's not cool.
And Joan was like, what? You're the one who liked me. Mood swings. That's what Megan said, right? Mood swings with these ballers related to their performance in games.
You didn't see the game?
No, I was working on your picnic.
Well, I played awful tonight, okay? They needed me in the fourth quarter and I disappeared.
Then she tried to save it with, I cooked for you, let me leave it with you, look at the effort I made for you. And he was like,
look, Joan, I think you're cool. And I like spending time with you, but maybe this isn't a good time for me.
And then Joan was like, what happened to this guy? The guy who liked me, who was doing all of these romantic gestures to attract me, to chase me.
Javon, you introduced me to your parents.
And then Javon's like, and?
So, I introduced a lot of people to my parents. They're my parents.
Then he ended things on the spot by saying, be good, and basically closed the door right in her face, leaving her on the doorstep. That's why whenever people make comments like, I love seeing black women be loved out loud, it concerns me, because love and romance are two different things. Men watch movies too, and they know what romantic gestures can endear them to women. It doesn't necessarily mean that it runs deep. It's actually incredible how prescient this show was. Even though I missed this era, it's so relatable. Mara Brockakeel really did her thing with this one, I think.
I love me some Meg. That's the only concert I've ever been to by myself. I'm a Brooklyn girl. I drove to Madison Square Garden, parked up a block away, had my mother sitting in the car while I was in the concert because I couldn't afford tickets for both of us. You understand me? Floor seats by myself, grad school, unemployed, and I still found a way to go see my bitch when she was on tour. So that lets you know I love my bitch Meg, right? I'm upset that she loves so hard, and it's just like she don't got no real bitches around her to tell her, don't fucking post that. All her friends is mostly males, you know? And it's just like, I'm so mad that we even able to have this discourse about her right now. She loved so hard. She loved hard. You feel me? She's a lover girl. And it's just like, I wish she took a lot of these L's in silence, because that's why these fucking industry niggas feel so comfortable playing with her. Because at the end of the day, Megan Thee Stallion remind me of a regular girl that we made famous, and she still lived her life like a very much so regular person. And it's just so, she lived like a regular girl, and I feel like the industry they playing with her because of that. And I never trusted this motherfucker. When he was talking about her, when they first started talking about, a very nice lady bought me this watch. Then I see his mom's, and I'm looking like, I don't trust no white woman who got a wealthy son and don't get no facelift. You're not investing into yourself. I can't trust you. Fucking gargoyle. Can't trust you. I hate that my bitch is going through this. I hate that she's so sad, and I hate that we were able to talk about it. I just need my bitch to shake back. I hope she okay, for real. My fucking sister Meg.
He thought he had her in the bag. That's what everybody is missing. She's making songs about him. She's cooking dinner for his family. He's named a boat after her. Like, he really thought that she was not going to go anywhere. This was not a fumble by any means. It was absolutely intentional. He did not think she was going to leave, let alone blast him on the internet. I'm very proud of Megan for standing up for herself and doing as a young hoe should. Keep on going, girl.
Now, if you want a good life, don't date. Don't date. I'm telling you right now. Black women are really on an island, man. She done been through a lot, man. She done been through a lot, and still. No, if you ever want to be happy in life, if you ever want any type of hope, just a little bit, don't date. Don't date. Hell, don't even make eye contact with them. My closing remark.
In conclusion, the world is unfair. It is cruel, merciless, and there are creatures who claim to care. But for us, Black women as a whole, we must understand that the reason we connect with Megan Thee Stallion so much is because we feel we are one in the same. The same treatment that Megan Thee Stallion has experienced by the community is the same average experience most Black women feel in the community. Now, where do we grow from here? I hate to say it. We expand. We do not shrink. We grow. We rise. That's what we do best.
This is a message to Megan Thee Stallion. Girl, I see you. Damn.
On the realest thing I've ever known, if you love a girl, let it show. Let my pockets overflow. If you're seeing this, thank you so much for staying to the end and watching my video. Remember to comment down below and say, I saw a birdie.